My name is Paige Morris. I'm an organizer with Bands Off Our Bodies in Fort Worth, Texas. I found Bands Off Our Bodies on Friday when Roe v. Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court. And when that happened, I immediately looked online to see if there was anything I could do, if I could protest, if I could help in any way. And I found Bands Off Our Bodies because under womensmarch.org, you can find marches near me, events near me. So I participated in the march at the Tarrant County Courthouse with this group. And after that, we started planning for the future for our group. We worked together to plan events anywhere from crafting, like painting rock parties or pool parties, and movie critic, book critic groups, things like that, so that we can spend a large amount of our time together, not just focusing on what's wrong right now, but spending time in a community that understands us and spending time together. We have long discussions about how we can affect voter turnout. We have members in our group that are able to register voters, so we bring them and they come with us to protests so that we can sign up more voters and educate them about the voting and everything. We also try to have some pretty lengthy discussions about, so who are we going to vote for and why are we going to vote for them and why should we talk to other people about voting for them.
You mentioned this isn't a partisan issue, it's a human rights issue. You have relatives who are Republicans. You talk about how people from all political spectrums are coming to support this group.
Absolutely. So I come from a long line of Republicans, and that's just my father's side of the family. And for a long time, I didn't discuss politics. I didn't pay attention to politics. I felt like it was a bunch of drama until I was angry enough, and that was Roe v. Wade. And so I started having deep, long conversations with the people around me. Like, do you really feel like I should not be able to have an abortion if I were raped? Is that something you genuinely feel as my father, as my brother, as my cousin, as my husband? Is that what you really feel should happen to me? We have these discussions a lot. In fact, we had it for a few hours last night, and we were diving into how we really felt. And those are open, honest conversations I don't think a lot of people have had in a long time. You know, when Trump happened and it polarized people a lot and it broke up families, that anybody would support somebody like Trump. My father's a Trump supporter. It's a weird place to be in, but you go along to get along quite a bit in life because it's not worth really arguing with your family. You know, you vote. It's your private vote. You don't have to talk about it. And I spent a long time not talking about it because it was nobody else's business. But now we're in a situation where, as women, we're screwed if the men in our lives can't help us. So we have to talk. And I think there is a way to bridge that divide between Republicans and Democrats. And it really boils down to focusing on the fact that it comes to bodily autonomy, it comes to control. And a government should not make any laws controlling my body. And they can understand that. So when you just bring it down to that, instead of talking about abortion, where abortion is triggering because people are thinking that, oh, we're going to save so many lives, that this is what we should do. It's a lot of conversations and a lot of talking and bridging that gap.
People tend to, I know you guys are doing a lot of events, but people do focus or fixate on protest. You know, it's a really way to be public. Are you guys you had a lot of success with your first ones. Is that going to be a big part of moving forward, and do you see those growing at all?
Yes, protesting is going to be a big part, you know, getting our voice out there. And the other events are sort of kind of preparing for protests, but also educating ourselves. So when I said we were doing book groups and film groups, that has a lot to do with reviewing documentaries that are applicable to what's going on with us and sort of learning from the past. Same thing with books. We want to pick out books and things that we can really dive into and learn. And so part of it is education for ourselves so that when we speak, we come from a well-rounded point of view. And that's a big part of what I think we're doing is educating. We have a lot of women who are really, really, really pissed. And I can see divorces happening. I can see women just saying, like, if you don't believe I have human rights, get the fuck out. Go away. Like, I'm not. We're angry. And this is not the same women of the 60s and 70s. These women are a little bit more loud. We're well educated. We understand how the system works. We understand what we need to do to make changes, which is education and voting. That's the only thing. I mean, we can't take over the Capitol, but we can vote. And so I think we have an army of women who can make this change, who can absolutely make this change.